Preview 2. We talked a good bit about 7th, 8th grade and high school last week after the Rockdale scrimmage, and there's been a few more developments since then. A couple quick things I wanted to point out after the Meet the Eagles from our first preview. One, Westerberg was a legendary coach. I'm not trying to bash the old coaching staff. The old coaching staff had a way harder district and a way harder schedule last year. There's no doubt about that compared to what we have this year. Okay, so I am not on here knocking the old coaching. I will knock the old defensive coordinator. He wasn't good, and that was the downfall of the program. They had the guy here, and that change probably would have been made had Westerberg decided to stay a little bit longer. But he left. We got a new young coaching staff in, and they're young and they're doing good and they're young. So a couple other high school. I wanted to give a special shout out to I forgot to mention him, Hudson Slim. First of all, I could go on and on about his long-term potential in football. I mean, you're going to see him as a junior or senior, 6'2", 6'3", 220. Playing defense. He'll play wherever the coach wants him in offense, which has been center. He is a good snapper, and with this offense, we have to have that. But the main reason I'm pointing him out is because I could go down the list of kids with all this long-term potential, and he's got a lot of it, and he's playing good right now. But he looked like a stud because he had this big old neck plate on. I'm crossing the Red River right now, baby. Not a big fan of Oklahoma, but oh well. And he had a cowboy collar, or Daryl Johnson for the Cowboys used to wear a cowboy collar. That's not what he had on. Daryl Johnson had that black cowboy collar. Bosworth, the Boss, had on a white neck roll. That's not what Hudson Slim has. What Hudson Slim has is a big old neck plate kind of deal. And the guy that I remember used to sport that in the NFL, played for the Miami Dolphins. He was a linebacker. His last name was Cox, and he played for the Bears for a while. And he had a big deal like that, and makes you look bigger, makes Hudson look really cool. I think it's awesome he did that. All right, we're gonna go down now to, we talked about 7th and 8th grade on the last preview. 7th grade defense is going to be a problem. They are nasty. I'm telling you right now, I do not see many teams being able to score more than 2 touchdowns on them. The defense is way ahead of the offense right now, which is normal, especially for 7th grade. And they've got a lot of stuff to kind of work out with it. But I've been really impressed with some of the things the coaches are doing, some of the stuff they're trying, some of the different kids at different positions. And really, you got to get your best 11 on the field, and then you've got to keep all the other kids playing motivated. And the easiest way to do that is winning, getting everyone involved, getting everyone different roles, and being led by your offensive and defensive lines. Extremely excited to watch 7th and 8th grade next week. High school, we play Troy Friday. I mean, let's get real, guys. We're going to absolutely stomp on Troy. That's not even a game. It's a joke. I'm sure Troy's real fired up and hyped up about it. And, they're coming in there thinking they're going to throw a stone. But we're going to knock that out right out of the gate. No worries there. All right, so this is the youth football preview, the lifeblood of Salado football. the incoming 7th graders, we put out a little highlight reel. I want to talk about them, a hype video real quick. They won 4 flag championships all over Austin, playing against kids that are, you know, going into 5A, 6A mega schools. Then we went over to Extreme. We lost in the semifinals one year. Next year we came back and won the championship. Then they go into 6th grade and they go into the small town youth tackle league. And they weren't playing as big as schools or maybe quite the competition, but they absolutely dominated. And some of those schools are in their district. So when these kids are in 7th grade practicing every morning and getting prepared for their first scrimmage next week, you have to realize that these kids have that infectious disease of winning. They're winners. They've always won, and they've always won at a high level, and they have dang sure won against way bigger, better competition than Giddings, Lago Vista, Wimberley, Lampasas, Gatesville, and some of these other schools. There isn't one question in my mind. These guys, you get the offense figured out. We do need some more juice on offense. We're more the plodding, you know, go down the field 15, 20 yards a clip. You know, will be more of our big plays instead of the 80-yard run. We do not have that. And everyone who played 7th, 8th grade junior high football, you get one of those, let's just say you get one of those running backs that is just as big, strong, and fast as he is in 7th grade and got just as much facial hair as he does when he's a senior. We don't have one of those at running back, and I'd imagine we're going to face one or two. But what we do have is some kids with some heart, aggression. They're going to play physical, and they're going to come tack you in the teeth. So, couldn't be more excited about them. They need to go undefeated. They've done everything up until this point. I feel like we've delivered these youth football players as champions, and winning is their culture, and that's what they're bringing in to the 7th grade football program. Get them in the right places, get them motivated, or let them get each other motivated, and these guys will go undefeated this year, which is really difficult to do in 7th grade, much easier to do in 8th grade. All right, now let's go down to the 5th, 6th grade Salado Select Extreme team, the Salt Hawks. We'll be going, last year we played, we were in the 3-4 division. We're moving up to the 5-6 division. Went out to the camp in Austin Saturday. There's some big kids. They are, you know, we're going to play some teams that basically are all 6th graders. And we have one 6th grader, Colton Adams, great kid, glad to have him back. He's going to do a little everything for us. But these, a year makes a big difference. All 6th grade team against an all 5th grade team is going to make some difference. And it is going to come down for us on our 5th, 6th grade team. One, stopping the run on defense, which we did that every single game last year except for 2. We've got to stop the run, and that starts with really our 3 linebackers in the front and our strong safety. I'm not worried about us getting teams throwing the ball against us. A team has never thrown the ball against any Salado youth team that I've ever been around or been a part of. We're always the ones that are going to light you up over the top. We do not get the ball thrown against us. athleticism, speed, ball awareness, attacking the ball, those issues, we have none of those issues. We're going to play a really, really disciplined defense. We're going to be a really disciplined defense. But are we going to fly around and are we going to be violent? We've got some kids that I think are. We've got a couple that we really, really need to take the next step. Great kid. You know, these kids are leaders in their classrooms, leaders on their baseball teams, leaders on their soccer teams, leaders on all these things, and trying to be, you know, their teacher's favorite, trying to do the right by their parents. Well, what we try to instill in these kids is all that's out the window. You get out here, it's you and your buddies, and this is a dogfight. And it's our town against big city Austin, Cedar Park, Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown. Georgetown is we've always whipped up on Georgetown. So I'm going to go through a couple of the players, just highlight a few things. Coos Reeves is going to be back at quarterback. He'll be one of our captains for sure. Man, at practice yesterday, he threw the ball all over the place. We're really happy to have Colton Adams and Dane Carlson with us this year. They both played flag football with us in the past. They weren't on our extreme team this year. Dane Carlson, it's been 2 years since I've coached him. He has got some long speed that I don't remember him having. Still got a lot of growing left, real tall, skinny, hadn't grown into his arms or legs. But he has really great long speed. I think we're gonna work him a little at quarterback, a little at receiver. Not real sure what we're looking at with him yet on defense, but we haven't even really gotten into the defense yet. But really excited about those two. Now, you know, returners, you know, I mentioned Coos Reeves, Hayes Inman, incredible hands, do anything for the team, played outside linebacker, a little middle linebacker, tight end. Our center is another tight end. He can do it all, and he's bringing the nastiness. He's thick, he's filled out. I can't believe how strong he looks compared to last year, and really excited about him. Stockton Quarles, great tight end, outside linebacker for us. You know, just team guy, knows what to do, always in the right place. I feel like I've known him my whole life when I'm coaching him. Really a great kid. He's going to get open. He'll sneak down some seams. So will Hayes. And they're going to be really plus receivers. And they'll both be playing linebacker for us. Hudson Benham, we're playing him all over the place. On defense, he's probably going to be... He played a lot of middle linebacker for us last year. Played a little strong safety and played some outside linebacker. Work them all over there. Offense, you're going to see him at tight end. You may see him in the backfield a little bit at quarterback or running back. You may see him in the slot. He's got a really great burst, pretty good wiggle to him, and he's got that kind of quick punch. Stockton's got those heavy hands, heavier feet, good base where he can, you know, get all that on you. Same with Hayes. So we're real fortunate with those guys. I'm going to go down here now to Palmer. Palmer Hall. You want to start a football team, you want to start a team, you want to start a business, you want to start anything, that's a guy that I want right out. You can tell selfless, team guy all the way. Spent the off season this summer really fine-tuning his snapping and stuff, so we can go shotgun and be a more deadly offense this year. You know, that's going to be major for us. His dad's been helping out, coaching a bunch. His dad played center, so you know he's going to be way ahead of the curve. Super excited about him. Gavin Slaughter. Are you kidding me? Juice. He's got all the juice we need. We're going to get him the ball any which way we can. He'll play corner, safety, strong safety on defense. What he's been telling me, and my expectation, is he touches it, he gone. 6 every time. He can beat you on the outside. He can run up the middle, make cuts, and he can hide behind blockers, and he can get low. But another thing that people don't really realize with Gavin is he'll come up and stick you in the teeth. So, super fired up about him. Reed Kilpatrick, another guy we're going to get the ball to a lot this year, was out with a broken arm for about the first month last year. We were able to play him with one arm a good bit. Again, running back slot, we're going to get him the ball. He's going to be a big weapon for us. Defense, we've got him in a strong safety role. And at the end of the year, he really excelled there. At the beginning of the year last year, he was a big threat running the ball, and then he made the jump at the end of last year on his defense. You know, it's really cool for me to see some of these kids, how much they've grown, and some different things like that. Also, you know, there's some kids we won't have this year that is going to be tough. Anthony Benavides, one of our top players the last several years, running back, free safety, strong safety, athlete, slot. You know, you put him at quarterback, you put him anywhere, he'll make plays as long as he's got his cleats. Incredible kid. He had appendix surgery this summer, and so I think the word on the street, or what his mother had told me, was he's sitting out. We would love to have him join the team and just be there with us, even if he can't play. He's such a great leader. These kids together have so much potential in this 5th grade class, and just really excited about their future and what they're gonna do. We got Coach Reeves is running the offense. We've got some cool, exciting stuff that we're going to be doing this year. We will be the best passing team this year. We have got to run the ball, and we have got to block. On offense, we've got to carry out our fakes, backs, slots. We've got quarterbacks, ball handling. All that is going to be extremely important for these guys this year. Then I've got to see some of these other teams, but it's starting to have that feel of these boys coming together. If we play physical, if we play violent, if we forget all this stuff at school, if we forget all this stuff that our teachers and our parents are telling us, and we come out onto the field and realize that this is a different part of our life. It is in these boys' hearts, it is in their soul to let that alpha dog come out. You know, you make a bad grade, or someone's mean to you at recess or whatever, you channel that, You bring that onto the field and you unleash it. So we've got something special going there. On going down to the next division, I won't go into quite as much detail with our 4th grade Salt Hawks team. We've got Coach Kyle Heitmiller and his son Bo. They're taking over the offense over there. Really excited about that. He gave everyone playbooks out of the gate. I do want to talk about a few of the returning players that we do have on the younger team. Okay, we've got a bunch of new kids that we recruited. Ace, Levi, Brody, and I could go on the new kids, but they were recruited because they're leaders, they're great kids, they've got great families, they're leaders in the classroom, leaders in all their other sports, and it's time to get these boys all together on the gridiron and to fight together, and that's what we're doing. But I'm going to talk about a couple of the returners. First and foremost, Turbo Dunlap. That's a name you are going to be hearing, I promise you. As a 3rd grader last year, he could have started on defense on the 7th grade. And I will say that as a 4th grader this year, he could start on the 7th grade defense. A few other fun facts about Turbo Dunlap. He is different from anyone I've ever coached. He is completely relentless on defense. The most relentless kid I've ever seen. And when he hits you and he strikes you, he is violent and he gets angry. It is old school and I love it. That's what I'm accustomed to. It makes sense to me. A couple other things about Turbo. Turbo's out on that field every night working his butt off. And I love that. But going into last year, when he was a star in the 3rd, 4th grade league as a 3rd grader, Turbo weighed about 70 pounds. Going into this year, he weighs 117 pounds. Oh, and I have videos of him bench pressing 100 pounds. There ain't many 7th graders that are benching 100 pounds. So, what this guy is going to do, I hope we can get him the ball for a few dives right up the middle and just watch him truck and watch everything clear out. He'll score touchdowns. We started doing that a little last year with him. But on offense, he can play anywhere you put him. He is a football player in every capacity that you could have one. Really excited about landing Turbo Dunlap. Graham Hodges is going to be one of the all-time winningest champion guys. You put him at, he was a stud last year in the 3rd, 4th grade league. He played free safety for us. We may move him up to strong safety this year. Complete stud on defense. I mean, he's got the goods in every sport. I like him at quarterback. He played some running back for us last year. He is built different. He is no nonsense, ultra competitive. Come out there, work his tail off, may crack a smile when he scores a touchdown, or else he's just ready for the next play. Focused, determined, a kid that there's no doubt in my mind you're going to be hearing about him in a few years. Another favorite of mine is Court Matoka. Great kid. One of my favorite youth football memories of my life involves Court Matoka. A couple of years ago when we're on a flag football championship run, Court's playing quarterback. I've gone over the play with him. We get out of the huddle, play clock's winding down, and he says, "Coach TJ," I run over there because they'll let you be on the field in that league. And instead of saying, "Ready, go," he says, "Coach TJ, Can JR spend the night tonight after the game? Court, what play are we doing? You're the quarterback. But love Court. Court will come up and hit the tar out of you, and he's looking forward to getting those pads on. Court's a great receiver, great quarterback. Has gotten a lot faster since last year. We will play him at defense, safety, strong safety, maybe some corner. We may even put him at linebacker. So really excited about him. Landon Dunlap will put anywhere on the defense. Any linebacker spot, maybe back at strong safety. Same with Graham, we can put him anywhere. Those are our 3 returning captains basically for 4th grade. Again, we've got a bunch of kids on that team I'm really excited about. I do want to talk about a couple of 3rd graders that are on the team that have been on our flag team, and I'll break down the 3rd grade flag team after this. But what we have is Cashton Simmons, aka Cash, aka KK. Another kid I am completely convinced you will be hearing about all over the state of Texas in a few years. He's only in 3rd grade. One of the best running backs I've ever coached. Roman Howard would be, a stud, but they're different type of runners. Cash is extremely tough, extremely competitive, gives his all on the field, an emotional leader, and backs it up with his play, can do anything. I'm hoping on defense we can play him anywhere on defense. And he's tough. He's really, really tough, and he wants to win. He wants the ball. Every time he touches the ball, it's lights out. Last year in flag, my favorite play was hand the ball to Cash, everyone get out of the way, Cash go make a play. Let's not make this difficult. So, really excited. His mother got a promotion, and they moved from Salado down to Leander, where the promotion was, which is good for our Cedar Park Saturday games, not as good for our practices, but practices on Monday, Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. We're hopeful he can get there for 1 a week, and he has so much God-given talent that he will be fine with 1 practice a week. And I know it for him. He'd want to be at 2 practices every day. Kid loves football, loves the game. Brady Johnson is the next one. His dad and I had talked last year about moving over to pads, and the extreme team was a great option for him. He plays a lot of quarterback for us. He's goatified at basketball. He plays receiver, great hands, and he'll probably play free safety or corner for us on defense this year. Super excited about his ability both in football and basketball. Once he gets over the little minute details of ball handling, which foot to drop back with and stuff like that in football, and quits thinking and just play, so the sky's the limit for him wherever he wants to go. Another kid you will be hearing his name. He's so good at basketball. You're always concerned, just like some of these kids with baseball, that those coaches are trying to pull them out of football, which would be a horrible mistake. I'm not saying that's happening with Brady. I've just seen that happen with other kids that I've been coaching. Football needs to be first. Football is first with most of those kids I just talked about. But we have some really, really incredible kids besides those new kids that are going to be playing with us, and I'm very, very excited. I am 100% confident if the 4th grade 3-4 team Salt Ox does not win the state championship and bring home the big trophy this year, I'm going to tell you right now, it would be my fault. It would mean our defense. The way we hadn't even started coaching or practicing defense yet, and we won't. We're gonna wait. We've got a lot more work to go on offense than we are going to do on defense. 7th grade football has shown me that. You know, you've got to work your offense way more than your defense those first few weeks. It takes a lot longer. You know, the simple things on offense with youth football, you get your snaps, you get your blocks, you get your handoffs, you follow through with your fakes. Everyone follows through with their fakes. If you do all that stuff, you can run the football. We've got some elite runners. I'm not telling you all their names yet. I'm just saying, watch us at Brushy Creek Saturday mornings, and you are going to see some of these new kids that we've recruited onto this team. Some of the best kids in Salado in the state of Texas. Super fired up about them. All right, we're gonna drop down real quick to 3rd grade flag team. Last year would have been our 3rd consecutive championship. We kind of went down to the Centex Flag League. Not a good league. Maybe the word competition wasn't good. The referees were horrible. The gameplay switched in the semifinal game last year. I'd been coaching flag football a long time, had a lot of different plays from those prior teams, and we got into the semifinals last year in Centex, and they dropped in a bunch of new rules on us. The other thing about that Centex league that was just a complete joke is they give us these flags, and then one of the other teams complains to the league the week we're playing them. Like that's the reason we're beating every team by 3 touchdowns. No, it's because that's what we've been in the habit of doing for the last several years. And but we had to get these cheap little yellow flags that the plastic, they basically just come off the whole time. Wouldn't fit our kids, any of that. Just, I mean, these are kids. Like, I mean, they're in 2nd grade last year, in first and 2nd grade on our team. Just absolutely insanely ridiculous. This 3rd grade flag team, there are 7 of us this year, and which is perfect because we will all be moving up to Salt Hawks football next year in the Extreme League as 4th graders, and I'm really, really excited, but we have some unfinished business to do in flag this year. We have, after losing in this, we beat every team last year. We were undefeated. That's always a problem with young kids, going undefeated and then going into the playoffs. Every time I've not won a championship coaching youth football, it has been because we've lost in the semifinals and we've been undefeated that season. And it's because it's been, we cannot, I don't know, there is some kind of curse with a three-peat, winning 3 championships in a row. With Cinco, it was 2, lose 1 with our most talented team ever, Brady Bratton, Staten Norman, Cox, Slade Rockwell. That team was loaded. Going defeated all season, we lose in the semis. But we'd won 2 championships the year before. Then the next year we come along, win a championship. Then the next year we come along, win another championship. Then we get in our next year, great year, get upset in the semifinals. Then we come back the next year, lose 1 game, win a championship. Then the next year, Cinco's team loses 1 game, wins a championship. So part of it was probably the curse of the 3-peat, the Michael Jordan 3-peat. I'm going to go through the players real quick. Logan's going to be our running back, playmaker, juice cycle. He's a guy in several years you're going to be hearing all about him. He's fast, quick. His hands have improved. Great on defense. It's really with him just about putting that foot down and saying, hey, I'm the best guy on the field. I'm the best guy on the field. I'm going to impose my will. Brooks is a super Cecil. We've been trying to get him the last 2 years. He came on the team last year. Made some incredible plays. Incredible catches. You know, he'd have like the weird catch where he'd like catch it on the side of his head when he wasn't looking at it with his left hand and then go run for a touchdown. Brooks is really fast, big, strong. He projects well all over the place. We'll have him playing every position. This is positionless football, Salt Hawk football, flag football. We are creating and building football players, not, oh, I'm a quarterback. Oh, I'm a receiver, I can't hit. Or, oh, I just play safety. Or, no, man, I'm just a snapper. Or, I just play defense. I'm a defensive specialist. We don't have any of that. Everyone goes through on this. You are playing all different positions. You know, normally on a flag team, we're going to have 2 to 3 quarterbacks. On an extreme team, we're going to have 3 to 4. So, you're learning to play football. I don't care if you think you're a quarterback. I don't care if you think you're a running back. I don't care if you think you're a receiver. I don't care if you think you're a defensive specialist. If you're going to play with us, you're going to be a football player. And whatever, flag football isn't real football. Alright? Flag football is we get together, we get the alpha dogs in Salado together, and we go down and we get after it with Austin. Schools in Austin. And it's us against them. Who's the toughest kids in the state? Who are the kids? Yeah, we're never the biggest. We're never the strongest. We're not usually the fastest. But together, we can show how we can absolutely dominate all that. We're going to be the most aggressive. We're going to be the nastiest. And we're going to be the most together. I'm going to go next, Town Slim. Love him. Selfless guy, just like his brother. Great defensive player, but you got to have a guy that'll snap the ball. And in this flag league, your center, I mean, if you go watch some Cinco Jones highlights in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, he's snapping a shotgun snap, hitting his guy, sneaking out, and making catches all over the place. And Towns did a good bit of that last year. You know, oftentimes these kids think, oh, they're putting me at center to snap the ball. You know, I want to be quarterback, or I want to be. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you're going to do that when you're in 7th grade. that doesn't mean that when you're going to do that in high school. That doesn't mean that you're going to be that position next year. So you got to, you got to keep these kids motivated, but help them also understand that it's all about winning and winning together. And it's not all about perfecting how to pull a flag or having some tricky flag football only plays. We're running 7-on-7 extreme padded concepts and plays all the way through flag. Ashton, Johnston, tons of speed. The first year or two he was with us, he pretended like he kind of like knew what was going on, but he didn't really. And I understand that. Cinco, my own son, when I used to coach him, he's the king of nodding. Yes, sir, coach. But he didn't listen to anything you're saying. He's just kind of, or they're listening, they're just not putting in the whole concept. But when we had given Ashton the task of playing cornerback over here, or you're getting the ball here, or carrying out your fake, he is tremendous. Great team guy, great speed. He's got great speed. He's going to be really good. He is another kid with a bright future. Cam Craig, real fast, quick, shifty. Really came out last year towards the latter half of the season with his receiving. Hands on, he was I think one game he had 3 touchdown catches, which is a lot in one of those short games. And real excited. He's grown a good bit from last year too. I saw him a couple weeks ago at a little baseball pool party. Great kid, real excited about his future. William Beavers, been with us for several years. Dad played college football. Extremely focused. Isn't going to jack around at practice. I'm hoping that us moving practices from Tuesday after school from Fridays slows down some of the jacking around with these kids, but they relentlessly jack around more than any other kids. I guess they're not scared enough of myself and some of our other coaches, but that'll change. We'll put some fear into them first practice. William, really excited about one more year with flag with him. He's going to play quarterback for us. He's going to play running back, receiver, little H-back, tight end. On defense, it's flag defense, so he'll play defense and he'll get after it. JR, my boy, has told me he's gotten faster. He's been a big kid, very coachable, very focused, really wants to win, and it's really important that he plays his best game too, whether that's practice or whether that's something else, a game. He's going to be a guy, anytime he shows up, he's very serious about playing his best and winning. I'm real excited about the future of that class. Really excited about the future of the 4th grade class. Really excited about the future of the 5th grade class. Really excited about the future of the 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade class. 6th grade, I don't know as much about, and but I know they have a couple real good linemen over in the tackle league. Briggs Pekar, he was a Cecil last year, although he got hurt. Hopefully, all those kids can stay healthy. Declan on the 6th grade, he was a new kid last year. He was a scalded dog. So they've got a good mix. I just never really have coached that grade as much. But we've got something special. Third grade, again, it's flag football. The expectation is to beat every team pretty easily in our farewell to flag football, because next year those 7 boys will be moving up to extreme. I didn't mention my son JR. JR is done a little bit of work. Really has got a lot of work to do, but has a real great spirit, loves the game, wants to win, wants to fight, is aggressive, and I think from an emotional leadership angle, he's going to be a good player. He's shorter, and that makes it usually a little difficult for guys to get lower than you when they're trying to hit you, and makes it difficult for them when they're trying to pull your flag. So, third grade team, we did lose Maddox Buckley. That's a big loss, but we're very hopeful we can get him back next year, when we get back into when the third grade team moves up to the extreme team. We will be recruiting 3 to 4 kids that are in third grade this year that will be in fourth grade next year. So our off season will be recruiting those kids, and real excited. Youth football this year in Salado is going to be great, and can't wait to get these games going.